Hello and welcome to Urkel News. My name is Nick Dolloff, reporting today, October 17th, 2014. Today marks the 25th anniversary of the Loma Prieta earthquake in San Francisco, California. Our show today will go in-depth on the severity of this earthquake. We have exclusive interviews with eyewitnesses and earthquake expert Chris Lemm. All of this and more to come. But first, let's look at a little bit of information about the quake.
The earthquake occurred on the San Andreas Fault. This is a transform boundary. A fault is where rocks slide past each other. This creates seismic waves which move throughout the ground and can cause serious damage. These seismic waves causes destruction of 40 buildings. They also cause liquefaction, or when the soil turns to mud, which destroys the Marina district.
The epicenter was located here, in the forest of Nicene Marks. The focus, or where the earthquake started, is right below.
The North American and Pacific plates come together at the San Andreas Fault. They move side by side in opposite directions.
I'm here today with a few eyewitnesses of the earthquake. One, Mr. Garrett McMillian, was a player in the World Series. Game 3 of the series was about to start between the Oakland Athletics and the San Francisco Giants when the quake hit. What is your account on the situation?
I remember when I was warming up and suddenly the ground started shaking. It only lasted for about 15 seconds. I found my family and I got out of there quickly.
Thank you. Now, Mr. Bryce Vincent, how did this earthquake affect you?
Luckily, no one in my family was hurt. If I remember correctly, there was 67 aftershocks in the next 2 days.
Fascinating. Thank you. Now, Mr. Chris Lemm, I understand that you study earthquakes, more specifically Loma Prieta. What can you tell me about this earthquake?
Well, first off, my name is Dr. Flylonbottom now. Just thought you need that. And second off, and maybe most importantly, it is the strength and magnitude of this earthquake. It registered at a 6.9 on the Richter scale. Also, 63 people were killed, and 3,757 more were injured. Most were killed by the collapse of Interstate 880, which killed 40 people. 1.4 million people lost power because of the intensity of the earthquake. If it didn't affect much of farming in California, as the quake only affected big cities and rural areas. To help repair damage, a $1.1 billion relief package was given to the state. To end and on a positive note, here's a fun fact. The quake was named Loma Prieta Peak.
Amazing. Well, folks, that's all the time we have for today. I'm Nick Dolloff signing off for Urkel News.
Package was given to the state to...
I was like, what is that?
I gotta give me a second.
That's your ringtone?